Wow, traffic is so much lighter than I'm used to. Majestic Storm here in the Live Impact studio. I know you were covering traffic earlier on WCNC Charlotte, but now switching over to weather, and I love to see the sunrise on my way in. So everything so far so good heading in.
Good. I think I need to bring my microphone over.
Oh, please! I was wiping down.
Hold on, everyone.
Because we had
There
we had a lot of guests in here yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Big day yesterday.
A big day with Artemis and etc. But they're all gone. So it's housekeeping before and then housekeeping after.
Yes. Did you guys already talk about did you see the launch? Did you already?
We did not
talk
talk about it.
No, I did not watch the launch.
Yes, I'm going to do the rewatch
Yeah.
of the
And working in news, you'll see it replayed multiple times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was counting on that. So.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's why I'm like I will see it.
Yeah.
It was cool though. You saw it.
It was cool. Yes, I saw. I was excited. I was outside eating in Plaza Midwood, just like at a restaurant.
Nice.
And the place had all these TV screens around, and I wasn't keeping track of time. But then the people were change the channels from sports to all of a sudden every single TV had the rocket launch, and you could
very
hear
good.
what they were saying and everything. And everyone was really intrigued. It was one of those moments where everyone was quiet, paid attention, saw what was going on.
Stop
I'm like,
what you're
that's kinda
doing.
cool. It was one of
Yes.
those moments for me where it's you kind of get chills,
Yeah.
especially as a meteorologist. Science is
sure.
just so fun.
Yeah.
fun for me.
And back in 72, 53 years ago, that's a generation or two ago.
It's a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and TV wasn't like it was, and the pictures aren't so
Yeah.
crisp, and to have,
and the kids watching. I
people
liked
watching.
that. I think all of us, we were intrigued. We're like, wow, this is really happening. But even little kids who weren't really aware of what was going on, them just watching and seeing them go up and learn about it. I have a nephew. His name is Orion, which of course Orion capsule
Okay.
is going up there.
Yeah.
Do you know how cool today is? And I called him, and he's 10, prime time age.
Right.
So he's watching it now. I'm like, this is 10 days. You got to
This is
stay
you. This is your
up to
namesake.
date.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well, weather again off to a good start. It looks like Majestic.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Another warm, sunny day today. We're holding on to warm conditions still. Yesterday was kind of a tricky day because we actually had a few isolated thunderstorms pop up in the mountains, and it's just starting to become that time of the year where it warms up. We have the warmth, we have a little bit of humidity, and then you have those afternoon random stray showers or even an isolated thunderstorm. We saw that, and today we think it's just going to stay nice and dry and sunny, a little humid though. And again, when we mention the humidity right now, it's early April. We're not talking about it being extremely noticeable, but you may just notice it a little early in the morning, a little late in the day if you're paying attention. If not, then you may not even notice it. Friday looking nice, staying warm. We do have some rain chances moving in then, and then Easter weekend. I know lots of people, you have your eyes on the forecast because, you want to do something. Maybe you want to do something with your family. You want to go to church. You want an Easter egg hunt. Maybe you're hoping to have brunch outside with some friends. And we do have rain. We're going to stick with what's going on now, and then we'll focus on those rain chances. Right now, 50s and 60s, pretty comfortable, 67 degrees here in the Queen City, just after 9:20 this morning. And you can see our afternoon forecast. It looks perfect. Conditions are going to be nice, a nice mix of sun and clouds now, clearing conditions into the afternoon. Daytime highs, 84 degrees. My mom's coming to visit, and she hasn't even brought out any of her spring or summer clothes. I'm like, make sure you bring some clothes that are not parkas. She lives in Washington, so it's a nice little treat for her to come to some nice weather. 84 degrees today, 82 tomorrow, still holding on to those low 80s by Saturday. So staying warm for the next 3 days. And relatively speaking, we don't have cold days ahead. You'll just notice that drop in temperatures because at this point we're well above our average. We should be into the upper 60s. And then even by Monday, 67 degrees will be our high, 65 on Wednesday. It'll just feel different when your body starts getting used to those 80-degree temperatures. As we're looking at our pollen count, still not looking great. Still lots of yellow everywhere, and You can see Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're in between high and very high levels. So yes, we got to keep on doing what we need to do to help to aid in that allergy relief. So taking your allergy meds or making sure you're rinsing off and showering off. I know some good rain would be helpful. Just a nice washing of everything. I mean, our ground needs it. We have been talking about how dry everything is. Big weather story over the last several weeks has been the fire danger because of the dry conditions, the low humidity, the gusty winds. So yes, we need the rain, and the good news here is we're heading into the first week of April now, is that we have some rain chances heading our way. Small chances on Friday, 20% chance. So similar to yesterday, how it's one of those random pop-up showers or a random pop-up storm. Much of the same on Saturday. On Sunday, though, we've increased those overall rain chances, 80%. So we need the rain, but then again, it's Easter Sunday, and maybe you were hoping for a nice, beautiful Sunday. Can't always help you with the timing. Next week, we're drying things out. So let's walk you through the futurecast. We're going to start with today. So here's 5 o'clock tonight. I think it's going to be beautiful. Such a nice afternoon and evening. It is going to be sunny and warm. Heading into tomorrow for Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, a little more cloud coverage on your way into work. Also, we'll be watching for some scattered rain showers. This is 8 o'clock. Notice where the rain is. It's going to be very scattered. I mean, almost unpredictable where the rain is going to be coming down, but it'll be warm and we'll have a little moisture in the air, which ultimately helps with those rain chances. 6 o'clock for our Friday evening. Looks pretty nice across the Charlotte metro area. You can see possibly a couple of isolated storms firing off well to the east of us. Saturday morning, if you have plans, maybe you were hoping to head out to a farmer's market or you're going to the Charlotte FC game on Saturday. For the most part, I think really, again, Saturday is nice, more sunshine, 80-degree temperatures. The focus truly is going to be on Sunday. And I'll tell you what, our models, of course, they're not all agreeing. They hardly ever all agree. Right now, our satellite and radar looks like this. I mean, gorgeous weather across the Carolinas. Doesn't matter if you're in North Carolina, South Carolina, if you're in the mountains, the cities, over towards the beach. We have beautiful Thursday weather. Look to the west of us, though. There's that strong system that's starting to develop. And that system there is going to eventually head eastward. And as it does so, it'll bring in some wet conditions as we're heading towards our Sunday. Let's break down the timing of Sunday's rain event. 8 o'clock in the morning, looks like mainly we're going to be waking up to cloudy conditions, mild temperatures. I mean, this is not going to be a cold rain. It's just going to be a little gray and gloomy, and then we'll eventually get the rain. Latest models today are showing that the rain starts to move in by about noon for us. At this point, it's becoming more widespread. So if you're an early riser, for your Sunday, I think you have a good chance of avoiding the rain, but the longer you wait, the better the chance will be that you'll be impacted by the rain. By 1 o'clock, I think we have rain just about all over our viewing area. Remember, this is that front that's continuing to track eastward. 3 o'clock, still we're seeing rain from the mountains into Charlotte, and then heading towards the beach too. Sunday night, 9 o'clock, I'm not saying this is going to be heavy, widespread rain all throughout the day. It's not a downpour, but we've been mentioning that we need consistent rain, kind of just that light rain that turns into a drizzle persistently for hours. That's what we need. It seems like Sunday could give us just that. So here's the thing. If you have any plans for your Sunday, I would suggest getting out sooner than later if you have anything to do on Sunday. And if you're going to do something later in the day on Sunday, keep the rain gear handy. Rain chances are there on Sunday across the Carolinas. A lot of our models are indicating that we'll pick up about 1/4 of an inch to about 3/4 of an inch. You can kind of tell areas shaded in green. Hopefully we can pick up 1/4 of an inch. Not a ton of rain, but again, we'll take what we can get. Easter weekend forecast, 81 degrees on Saturday. It is going to be warm. It's going to be nice. Just watch for those clouds that become tall, those big kind of isolated clouds. Those are the ones that will all of a sudden trigger a quick downpour, an isolated storm. We saw that yesterday. Remember, those just need warmth. They need humidity. That creates instability, ultimately just storm fuel. And yesterday with those storms that popped up, and this could happen on Saturday, they produced hail. We saw hail come out of a couple of those storms, and we got a picture in where somebody was actually shoveling it. totally random, but makes sense because we're officially in April. Sunday will be the day where you need to be ready for all of that rain. Remember, we're still seeing our peak pollen totals for tree pollen. We don't even start to see grass pollen until really May to June. That's when it starts to peak, and then eventually weeds. So we're in the thick of things right now. Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast, 3 days in a row of 80-degree temperatures. So while it's not perfectly dry for the most part, I'm not too concerned. If I have outdoor plans, I will be okay if all of a sudden we have an isolated shower or isolated thunderstorm. No severe weather threat. The impactful weather will be Sunday, be coming in as rain, and then behind that, notice those temperatures, they do drop a little bit, mainly into the 60s and 70s, but at least we will have sunshine, and at least our overnight lows are not dropping down into the 30s, at least some 40s by next week. So not too terribly bad.
Okay, so timing though on Sunday, would you say for some of these sunrise services that are planned, people are like waiting to the last possible moment to make the contingency plan to bring it inside.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about that?
Right now, as of today, it's showing that it's going to take a little bit longer. So a sunrise service, we should be good to go. I think we'll have cloudy skies, but I think the rain starts to move in by mid-morning and into the
Mid-morning.
afternoon.
Okay.
And then pretty steady after that. I mean, it's going to be a wave of rain that starts to rain, and once it starts, then it's going to keep on going.
Yeah.
But again, it's not heavy downpour rain. It's just kind of rain that we need that might just be a little bit of an inconvenience.
Then, yeah, I mean, for sure we need that. I'm just like,
I know.
everybody's Sunday's best.
Yeah.
Might be Sunday's wettest, sunny. Yeah.
Yeah.